Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a video for you all. Obviously I'm here but I do have a September reading wrap up for everyone. I'm not gonna make this too long. September was a weird month for me in reading. I don't think that I'm in a reading slump, because I'm not like feeling like I don't want to read, but I think just a lot was going on that I just didn't really get hooked into my books. I kind of took a little bit longer reading, but honestly it wasn't bad at all that I took a while to like read these books. I just really slowed things down, but I think I needed that. But anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and hop into this. So the first book that I read, I will put it somewhere here on the screen somewhere, because I do not have a physical copy of this book. I read this from my Kindle app because I do not have a Kindle, but I do have the Kindle app on my phone. And I read Love and Other Killers by Bryn Weaver. It is like, I think it's like a sequel or a little bonus type book to the Ruinous series by Bryn Weaver, which I do have that series. As I'm making a mess. It's this series. So Butcher and Blackbird, and then Leather and Lark, and Scythe and Sparrow. It's like I think it's like a sequel or like a little novella to that series basically. So what did I rate this? I'm looking at my Fable to see what I rated it. I rated it a 3.5. It was small. I think it was only like 60 pages long, so it was not a very like long thing. So it's pretty much, it's a novella. And so yeah, I gave it a 3.5. It wasn't anything like special, but it wasn't bad at all. It was just like a little bit of like a extra extension of like a little bonus content to that series. That book is only available on Kindle, so there is not a physical copy of that book. That is why I read it on there. And I just needed like a little like break because I've been reading a lot of fantasy. So I grabbed that because I was like, well, it's only like 60 something pages, 61 pages. And it's a dark romance or whatever. So I just needed that little switch up for my brain. So I did that. And I gave that a 3.5 stars. Next, I did read Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. I hope I'm saying her name right. But this is what this looks like. I got like the sprayed edges. I gave this a 4.5 stars. I think it was really good. This was kind of like a ops, military, Call of Duty type of thing book. If you play games, you might know about Call of Duty. It does kind of give those vibes a little bit. And it also is like military, underground, like type things kind of going on. And I liked it. I've never read a book like this. So I would say that's pretty good rating to say I've never read like a ops type book or military type thing. Yes, it is romance, but like you get to see like the ins and out of them being like these quote unquote not so good people having to take out other not so good people or supposedly not so good people. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the back of this because I don't explain things very well. So here we go. We got Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. Together, our broken pieces can do anything. Nell is the sole survivor of an elite dark force squad riot after a detrimental attack 2 years ago. Unsurprisingly, she's being put up as the top cadet. That's not what that says. Candidate for the special ops team. Malum, the squad that goes where no one else will or can. There's only one problem. Malum blames their one casualty from the Patagonia mission on the riot squad. So it's like a squad blaming the squad, like the mission going wrong on another squad. Okay. So what is Nell to do when she finds herself on a plane to California on her way to a sure death sentence, a one-night stand? At least that's all it was supposed to be. One last night to be free. Only she finds out too late that the dark and mysterious man she solely wanted as a fling is not only her new comrade, but also the one she dreaded meeting most. Her immediate superior and an untouchable devil in the field, Bones. That's his name. We like Bones. He's awesome. Okay. He's hell on earth, cruel and unforgiving, but most of all, he hates Nell, and he makes sure she knows it, okay? And yet, she finds herself unwilling to leave his side after he's unable to get to the evac point when a mission goes sideways, okay? She stays behind with the devil and the secrets he keeps, and they'll only have one another to trust when no faith is left. This was well written. I really did like this. Now, granted, I read this last month at like near the beginning, so I can't remember everything from through and through, but I know that it definitely sparked something in me because I've never read anything that was like about like a special ops team, like dark forces type situation. So military like type thing. So it was very interesting to see that and how it played out, and I like that. So I gave this 4.5 stars. Last but not least, your girl read Iron Flame, the second book in the Empyrean series. The first book is Fourth Wing. The second book is Iron Flame, and it's not the last book, but currently the last book, which is the third book, Onyx Storm. So I went ahead and picked up Iron Flame, but in, what month was that? August, I believe, I read Fourth Wing, and I have that vlog somewhere here on my channel of my reaction of reading that for the first time. It does contain spoilers, so if you've already read it and you just want to see me react to everything, go ahead and watch it. If you have not read this book, do not go and watch that because it is not spoiler free. Like, I have spoilers in that. So anyway, I read Iron Flame and I gave it a 4.5 stars. I'm just gonna say that right out the gate. I know Iron Flame gets flack. I've heard some people say, I haven't really heard why people say they don't like it, but I've heard a lot of people say that this was not their favorite. They didn't like it. Well, I'm here to say I have a different opinion. I actually think I liked Iron Flame more than Fourth Wing. And the reason why, and like, yes, I'm rating them the exact same because they are not 5 stars to me. Like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, this is the best book I ever read. It's a 5 star. I'm not feeling that from them, but they are still very, very good books. Does some of the things that happen here a little bit far-fetched or a little bit like annoying? Yes, but not annoying enough to where you don't want to read the book. I like this book more so simply because of the action that was going on. I liked like really getting to the nitty gritty of like the war part of what was happening. So, you know, the battle scenes that were going on, and when, you know, she was, after she got attacked in Fourth Wing or whatever, like they got attacked or whatever out there, and found out about the wyvern that were out there and the wilders and all that stuff. Okay. And then it kind of picked up from there, from what happened there. And now we're getting to find out more secrets. Like, so many secrets were being revealed in this one. The action, like I said, like, because like they actually was like in battle in this book, and I enjoyed that. And you know, we always love the dragons. I just like that whole thing, how that unraveled with like Andarna, her dragon, the baby one. Like, now she's not a baby anymore and things have changed. I'm not going to give it too much away. And I loved finding out about that and how all that works. And just learning a little bit more about the dragons, the insights of them and their minds and the things that they're doing. And we get some new characters that come into play. And you're trying to figure out, why is this person acting like that? And some new, like, cadets come in, and you know, some of them are getting their signets and stuff like that, and then they're partnering up with their enemies. Like, it's a lot more going on in this story, and that is what I liked. Like, that is what I liked this one for, because obviously Fourth Wing is the start. It's trying to build up to get to the story, and then by the second, third, and so on, that's when the real nitty gritty of the story kind of comes together. And that's why I'll say I actually think I preferred Iron Flame over Fourth Wing, even though I'm rating them both the same. I would say so far Iron Flame is really good. I have not read Onyx Storm yet, obviously, but I really, really, really liked Iron Flame. I know that might be a little bit like, what? Like, because a lot of people have said they don't really care for this book that much. But probably the reasons that people don't like it are the reasons that I do like it. Like, I'm kind of strange like that. It's very hard for me not to like a book. Like, the way I process my thoughts on a book is very different than I think a lot of people. Like, I look for like the depth of what the book makes me feel. And I like when things start to unravel and secrets start to be shared and things are going on. I like the action. And like I said, I'm so imaginative that I can imagine these things playing out in my head. And I think that's what helps really build the story, because I see things so vividly in my mind. So that is probably why I really like this one a lot more, because just the description of like the battle and what was happening and the dragons and all the things that were going on. And yeah. And even though Violet was a little bit annoying in this book, so was Zayden. He was a little bit annoying too. Not enough to make me like be like, I don't want to read this, or this book was horrible. But it's just like, there is definitely a little bit of miscommunication that can be a little bit agitating. Or just not communicating. So it's not even that you miscommunicated, I guess, of whatever you mean. It's just like, you're just not communicating. And holding on to certain things that are like not really in your control. And it's like, okay. And so some of those things can get a little bit annoying, but not enough that it made me like hate the book. I really could get past that. And I kind of see why it kind of had to be like that. It did just kind of add to the story. But yes, Iron Flame is good. I'm not going to go into too much more detail about it, because this is the second book. And I don't want to give anything away. But just know, I really like this book. So I think I had a decent month. Like I said, I don't know what I've been feeling. Like Iron Flame took me like almost 3 weeks to read by itself. Not because it was boring or I didn't want to pick it up. it's just life was happening. So there was days that I skipped reading it. Like there was like, I went like 3 or 4 days without even touching it. And it wasn't that the book wasn't good. Honestly, like I said, it was one of my favorite ones. But like, I will say when you're reading fantasy books, especially when they're like, you know, this is hefty. And because of how my brain works, there's a lot of power going on up in my brain trying to imagine and bring the story alive in my head. So it's just constantly like, so it took me a little bit longer to get through. And like I said, I don't think I was in a reading slump or that, you know, I don't think that the book was boring at all. I just don't know. Like things have kind of just been off with me in general for the past like couple of weeks or a month or so. So even this month, I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm reading. So you might not really get much of what I'm reading. But I guess I can at least share one book that I know that I am reading this month. Okay, I had to go pick the book up because it's actually in another room. But for the month of October, this book is for sure a one that I know I'm reading because I have already started it, which is Insatiable by Lee Rivers. If you watched like my last little short here on YouTube, I showed you guys that I had went to Books A Million and Dutch Bros. And so when I went and did that, I picked up the trilogy. So I have here Insatiable by Lee Rivers. That's the first book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. Then I have Voracious, what? Speak, Robin. Voracious, which is book 2 in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. And here's book 3, which is Restitution. And that is what that one looks like. They are very dark, so I don't know how well you guys can see them. But I went ahead and picked all those up at Books A Million last month when I went. I think I went like September 1st or something like that. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to read the whole series this month, but I am reading the first book. So that's really all I got for you guys. That is all I have. So I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I would definitely recommend the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros, the Fourth Wing series, Empyrean. And then I would also recommend you read Leave Me Behind by K.M. whatever her name is. They were good. So, yeah. And I will see you in the next video. Well, you'll see me in the next video. Bye!